Welcome to Just One Song. My name is Kurt. With me tonight, I have Adam Orozco,
Yo.
Barrientos,
Hello.
and Monica. Monica, I've never known how to say your last name.
It's Rathbun.
Rathbun. Fact checking right there. And we're doing another listening episode today. Today we're talking about a song by Jason Harland. Is that what we're saying?
Yep, that's what we're saying.
A song called Mellow, High. Mellow High. Adam, you brought this song to our doorstep. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so first, just me and the artist just were our friends, and we went to Cal Poly, just like Leo and Kurt. But I guess you guys didn't get a chance to meet him while we were there. Yeah, he's coming out with a new song. By the time this podcast comes out, it will have already been released. Let's see. After his last release, he was struggling to find excitement in the songs he was writing. And honestly, they were a bummer and got tired of them.
Okay, hold on.
Basically,
hold on. You need to clarify because it sounds
No,
like you're describing his song.
yeah, I'm trying, but it's not working.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Jason's songs were a bummer.
Jason's songs did not go the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want me to read them? Read it or?
Quoted from Jason himself.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
he was feeling the same way that every single creator feels after any amount of time. I'm tired of what I'm creating and I'm no longer excited by it. I feel you, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
What's this song about?
It's about shaking off the dust and letting yourself feel good again. He says, personally, I tend to get wrapped up in all the problems of the world when really those problems aren't even mine to claim. At the end of the day, we all just want to feel good. Happiness is a mellow high. It doesn't have to be the most exciting, photo-worthy, picture-perfect time of your life, but it can still be a good time. And that was Jason Harland describing the song Mellow High.
Any thoughts before we go into this?
I like I sense a tinge of reconciliation with like the social media age of not everything needs to be photo worthy. What was the other descriptor he put in there?
Let me see. It doesn't have to be the most exciting, photo-worthy, picture-perfect time of your life, but it can still be a good time.
I feel like that's such a common thread with, especially now, post-COVID 2020. Everybody has like innate existential FOMO so everyone has to like constantly be sharing photos of like how amazing their life is. Like, no, bro, everybody's life sucks. Come on. I like that, Jason. I'm right there with you.
When you hold your own happiness on a pedestal for what it should be, you're just always going to be disappointed.
I like what the Buddhists kind of say, life is pain, and you should be happy with any little piece of joy that you can get in this world.
Fact check that, Monica. Do the Buddhists say life is pain and we should be happy with any little thing we can get in the world?
I don't even know how to look that one up.
Just look up, what do the Buddhists say?
Hey, let's read a quick seminary dissertation on Buddhist central core beliefs and just get back to us.
Yeah, there we go.
As a former professor of mine at Fullerton Community College, I'm going out of Cal Poly Pomona, friends. Mr. Scott Tibbs used to say, life is 85% bullshit. So you got to make that 15% worth the 85%. I'm bad at math. So one day at a time, you guys.
A common theme that we got, or that we've gotten going on the show, is kind of having writer's block. And my buddy Jason, for the past couple of years, he's been writing songs, but for about 18 months, he had a lot of writer's block. And I know that we constantly, ever since the show started, have always talked about writer's block. But let's go over it again with everybody. Kurt, how do you get over writer's block?
Yeah, you just write. You just put stupid stuff on a piece of paper. Just force yourself. You just have to be like, you know what? I'm going to write the dumbest stuff I have ever written. I do not surprise myself. I end up writing the dumbest stuff I've ever written. But I'm like, you know what, though? Like, it doesn't always work, but it's just like, it just gets the bug out for a second. Like, I got to write something. I try not to spend more than 45 minutes on a single piece of work. If after 45 minutes I find that I'm stuck, part of me is like, I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna be forcing the idea and forcing the inspiration. Whatever I have, I'll either work with it or I move on to something else. And I think that's the beauty of writing is you don't have to share it with anybody, but you still should just put something down no matter how bad it is. Just accept it's gonna be bad, get it out of the way. Just do it.
I think writer's block, you got to make the distinction between whether or not you're writing for yourself or you're writing to create, to produce, to put out into the world.
That's true. If you're paying rent, you better figure something out
real quick.
And I would lean more so on the side that majority of musicians nowadays aren't using their music to pay their rent.
Fair. Yeah. It's a good point too. There was an interview with Dan Harmon, who's a writer for Rick and Morty, Community. Odds are, if you're listening to the show, you probably know who Dan Harmon is. But if not, probably worth looking into. There's stuff around there. Controversial figure. But he was talking about the creative process and how it took him so long to get over procrastinating and waiting to the last minute because he believed that he did his best work under pressure. But when you're a writer and all your bills are being paid by that really is not a good way to make your money, to work on your craft. He says you have to view it as work, and you have to develop the process, and you have to develop the ways around it just by repetition and grinding through and getting through it. And it's painful, and you have to accept that your muse will become your job. And I think if you can reconcile that, you can get through writer's block. Just develop that process.
There's a big problem with artists and any kind of creators as far as like holding on to all these little singular ideas as precious. Mm-hmm. And we hold on to them like they're pieces of innately they're kind of like a ideological part of like your brain, but like allowing those things to keep you from creating, like, oh, I'm not going to sit down for 5 minutes because I can't write an entire song. Mm-hmm. Rather than just approaching it, like you said, as something that you just work on over time. That's more conducive to just being a healthy person. If you sit down 5 minutes every single day and practice something, I think writer's block is this pressure that we put on ourselves because of our ego. Our ego tells us that you're great, you have to be great. And anything that you write, if it doesn't meet this imaginary impossible standard that doesn't exist, that we create in our heads, then it's not even worthy of your time to sit down with your guitar for 5-10 minutes a day. That's bullshit. Mm-hmm.
It's just a song. It's just a piece of work. You can always write another one. I think with any piece of work that you're not pleased with, at least try to find one thing about it that you like, and try to find one thing you'd like to try differently next time. Just a little bit like that, and you'll develop your creative process, and you'll fall into the motion, and it's fine. You'll get better.
There's little quirks and little tricks you can try too. Like, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. I'm going to set the timer on my phone. I'm just going to play chords on the guitar or a piano or make a beat, and limit yourself instead of like making it this big, long, drawn out. You don't need to make a 3-star Michelin like dinner every single night. It's the same thing with like the creative process. There's ways that you can work around your own ego and like your own quote unquote writer's block. I think they're one and the same. Your ego and your writer's block are the same thing. Like, just get around it. Like, the reason why you're not able to write is because you're overthinking it. Don't overthink it. Just put pen to paper and just go. It's not going to be your best work. It might be your best work.
You might even have to rethink the whole thing.
Yep.
Well, going off of Leo. So yeah, you were talking about like just kind of setting a time limit and stuff, and it doesn't have to be a long drawn out song, especially today with like the TikTok culture and having songs that are only like 30 seconds long, like being more of the trend now. Like, do you guys think that songs are going to get shorter anyway, so we don't have to actually write longer songs? Because there was recently an album, I forget which one it was, but I think they made like this band made 1,000 songs, and they were all like 20 seconds or 30 seconds. just long enough for them to get Spotify to monetize them for each song because it's what
that's
30
cool.
seconds. And yeah,
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Monica, where are you? We need you on that one.
Yeah, let me look into that. You said 1,000 songs?
yeah, I think it was like 1,000 songs, and they were like all 30 seconds.
Band writes 1,000 songs. Let's see what that is.
There's
So
a
good.
band I was
Yeah.
really into. They were part of the like grindcore, noisecore. They were called The Locust, and they used to tour these scuzzy. We had this venue called the Showcase Theater in Corona, California, but they used to tour those like kind of like seedy venues in like the late 90s, early 2000s. They had songs, I'd say the majority of their songs were like no longer than 30 seconds. And it was just like, it sounded like controlled noise machine chaos and just screaming like, and I remember they had this CD. It was like probably no bigger than like a coffee cup coaster.
Oh, like the GameCube size.
The
CDs.
GameCube size CD.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 songs and all the songs were like 10 seconds long.
Oh, that's funny.
It's
What you got
great
for us,
idea.
Monica?
Well, that's interesting because that's like news from just like last week, like on the February 7th is when this is coming out, that in the UK, a band called the Pocket Gods decided to release a 1,000 track album with each of the songs
Yeah.
being about 30 seconds, and it's a protest against the current Spotify streaming model that activates revenue after 30 seconds of a song airing. And yeah, they said they were inspired by an article in the Independent where it talked about the death of the 3-minute pop song because of these kind of streaming services. So yeah, that's very current. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I keep up to date, you know.
Wow. Review the minutes. Didn't Adam say like years ago? Didn't he say that term years ago? Review the minutes, Monica. Did Adam say that?
So what do you guys think about that? You guys think you guys are gonna write shorter songs now?
Okay. I don't know. I'm actually shifting my gear from, like, at least with words, I'm done writing lyrics. I was doing I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I was doing a project with a friend of ours. She was on the show. I sent Leo a file, and I listened to the lyrics she wrote, and it dawned on me like, man, sometimes you either have it or you don't. And like, I found my strength is in poems that aren't supposed to have music. So I just been writing short poems, and it's non-musical. It's fine. But Monica knows, like, sometimes at night I'll just record some, 1 to 2 minute guitar things, and I'll send them her way, and I'll send them to Elena and whatever. But yeah, I probably will. I'll probably start doing little bite-sized pieces of media, but I don't know if I'll publish them or share them in the
metaverse.
The metaverse. Yeah.
You already have Kurt has his headset on. We're actually meeting in the metaverse right now. Tom keeps looking in here. Get out of here, Tom.
Tom,
you peeping Tom.
Whoa.
peeping Tom. Is it Tom in the metaverse?
He's peeping.
Nope, that's Leo peeking through the window.
I wish it would be a much better place if it was Tom. We have Mark. Tom, by the way, is the creator of MySpace. And he cashes chips in.
Whoa.
Dude, Tom is everybody's friend.
Everybody needs to listen to this really silly anecdote I have. So
I would love to.
I was on Reddit. Obviously, this is the start to any great story. I was on the Reddit Tinder subreddit, and somebody posted a picture of MySpace Tom's Tinder profile. And it was like, yes, this is really me. And it was like a verified profile. And do you know where he was? LA. And you know what I did? I was like, I need to get my Tinder account reactivated right now.
Oh my God. Are you going to go on a date with Tom from MySpace?
Please do.
If I run into him on Tinder, which to be fair, I haven't really been actively swiping the past few weeks.
Get
I
on
find
there.
it maybe
Wipe away, my girl.
I need to go on a date with MySpace. Apparently he's here in LA. So
I will go on a date with him.
Right?
Like, if I just broaden my parameters to make sure, because I'm kind of out in the suburbs, but sometimes I hang out in the city, but I've just got to drive around the city and like swipe different places and look for MySpace.
I could just imagine you like in your car, just like, where is he? Where is he?
I've got to find.
Like
I would.
Pokemon?
I would just love to meet my first person on my top 8 for all those years. You know.
Oh man.
Tom, you were like my best friend forever.
Yeah.
He's
If
gonna be at
you-
that bar in Playa one night.
Oh yeah. It's gonna happen.
Maybe.
What a wild turn, like full circle. The dude comes up with one of the most disruptive technologies that has like influenced every facet of our lives ages ago, before Facebook, and leaves the entire like the stratosphere of that, and now he's on one of the the great grandchildren of like the interface that he designed, like trying to pick up chicks
Yeah.
or dudes. I don't know.
Yeah,
They're
actually,
both-
I'm pretty sure it was a
both.
woman that posted it. So I think I have a chance of running into him as a woman. I think he's straight, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was a dude that posted that.
Who knows? It's Tom. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Or whomever, I guess. I don't know.
Either or.
Oh man, we are way off topic here.
I'm so happy you mentioned top 8. I was trying to think of a joke that, like, if you did go on a date with him, you could like take him to your top 8 favorite male strip clubs in LA.
Tiger-
I bet he's
Tiger
heard the
Heat,
worst
that's the
pickup
only one.
lines ever on Tinder. I bet people say the dumbest stuff.
So there's like a sub TikTok that I fell down into, and it's like the algorithm obviously knows that I enjoy watching these, but like these like women's nightmare stories, not nightmare stories, but just like how cringe men are on like dating apps.
Oh, I love bad date stories. It's my favorite thing. It's like the first question I ask when I go on a date with someone. I'm like, okay, so now first of all, tell me about all your worst dates.
Yes. Yeah. And it's such the dating landscape, and I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it is what it is nowadays. Like I've not been on digital dating apps, but like seeing it from the outside in, it seems like a how do I put this kindly? A horrendous hellscape.
Yeah.
Just rejection and self-esteem and ego.
And fire and brimstone and
Your whole self-worth and like all you are and all the nuances of you as a complete wonderful human being is
Yeah.
reduced down to a fucking swipe.
oh,
Nope. You're gone forever. I met Elena a week before Tinder launched. So I was like, hey, lucky there.
Yeah, she didn't.
Yeah, at our wedding, some of the bridesmaids went up to her and said, "Thanks for taking one for the team." Yes, he's off the market.
You were released from the coven.
Monica, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna just go even deeper off topic. I think Kurt, you might know this, but what I'm working on a research paper this semester for about information seeking communities, and we got to pick our own topic. And do you know what topic I picked? Did I tell you, Kurt?
No.
I picked dating app users as an information seeking community. So I've been looking up the scholarly peer reviewed literature regarding the behavior of people on dating apps. And I just did my first paper on this last week. But it is very interesting because there's this, as a dating app user, you are both an information provider and an information seeker. You're not just typing into a database and looking for something. It's very much a feedback loop. You see what profiles are out there. You see what kind of people are matching with you based on your profile. Tinder, for example, and I know this from being a Tinder user, actually has like a smart profile picture feature where it sees it tests out which one of your pictures is the best lead for getting likes, and it'll put your best picture forward on your own behalf.
That's fascinating.
And it's a constant feedback loop where people are presenting themselves in a way that will get certain likes, and they're always changing it up. What is that picture?
That's his Tinder
my
profile
That's
pic.
my Tinder profile
Oh.
pic.
Folks, we don't
Yeah.
have video on this podcast, but there is a gorgeous video. Is that no? It's a
No, it's a picture.
a photo.
A
My
movie.
imagination is pretending that we're walking hand in hand, frolicking through that meadow.
Yeah,
Can
there's
I
nice-
take that picture?
It
Adam
looks
took this
like-
picture.
We
It
were
looks
walking
like-
hand in hand on that meadow.
That's
It looks like
gorgeous.
you're posing in front of like the Windows XP background, you know,
If
like
that was- I
that
would love that
rolling
was a real
grassy
place.
hill.
Monica.
That's
There's
behind my parents'
there's
house.
a book I just finished last week called Your Happiness Was Hacked by Alex Selkever and Vivek Wadhwa, but they talk about the rise of dating apps and the information exchange and how that how it's transactional, right? Not only are they
Yeah.
putting information into this database, but they're using the database so
Yeah.
that they can put more information into it, and how it's like leveraged against it. But I'll send you the book.
Yeah, I was gonna say send that to me because I'm actually researching this topic and could use, book sources. So
It's
definitely.
fascinating. And like they have like logarithmic eye trackers or algorithms that like track people's eyes to see where exactly they're looking
Oh,
on a
that's
picture,
wild.
Yeah.
to develop these like algorithms to say like, oh well, this is going to get prioritized. So maybe that's kind of how they devise that like we're going to smart pick the photo that we should use out of all the photos that you're using on. And you said that was Tinder.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because different apps, like other apps give you an option to do like yes, no, or maybe, but Tinder reduces it down to the binary of it's like yes or no forever. And they a couple of the articles I read in peer-reviewed journals talked about like swipe logic and just kind of this creating a binary search system. Yeah, it's really fascinating. And one of the biggest information needs that the community has is the need for, checking the veracity of the information that they find, because also everybody operates knowing, well, I'm embellishing a little bit and these other people might be embellishing a little bit. And of course, there are statistics on, men tend to overrepresent their income and women tend to underrepresent their weight. And, talking to my male friends that I just know not from dating apps, they frequently go on dates where they go, oh man, like her pictures must have been 10 years old and she's gained a lot of weight. There's so much, unspoken etiquette. Like for me, I try to be a responsible dating app user and I don't post any pictures that are more than like 2 months old. I only put extremely recent pictures so that no one will, because I can't imagine anything more heartbreaking than meeting someone and having them be like, oh, you look nothing like I thought you would look.
Oh yeah.
All in the name of finding some fleeting happiness. Thank you, Jason
Anyway.
Harland, for this 20-minute tangent.
Woo.
I'm so sorry it's taken so long to get to your song.
I mean, he had a lot of good points when Jason Harland was describing the kind of inception of the song. He was abstractly defining the social media landscape that we are in, and I think that Mellow High is going to delve into some of those key psychological points that we've gone over. I will definitely send you that book, Monica, and that is, I would love to. I mean, you should just share your paper with us, and we could talk about it.
You should.
And,
I'd love to see how you can quantize sadness and loneliness in the pursuit of sexual gratification. That should be the title. Sadness and loneliness in the pursuit of sexual gratification.
the reduction of such a like complex things such as like human relationships into like the binary of like yes, no, pretty wild.
No.
So there's
like
so there's something I've heard about Tinder. It's what is it? It's 80% of the women only swipe right on 20% of the males.
the 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
I haven't run into that statistic like in the peer-reviewed literature, but I know I've seen stuff like that elsewhere, and it's very interesting because I do follow like the Tinder subreddit, and I see a lot of men whining about it's all rigged. It's rigged to get you to pay money. They're shadow banning your profile, and so that you'll pay money because
But it's
always
true though.
but
I don't know if that's true.
I feel bad because obviously
Is
you
it pay
might
to
guess-
win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For guys it is.
you might guess my experience is different than that of like a young Redditor male. Like I tend to like I haven't been on Tinder in a few weeks. I can never tolerate having it activated more than 24 hours because like anytime I click like, it's almost instantly like a match, because what I've heard is that men just go through and they swipe yes on every single person. So like anytime I like a guy, they've already liked me because they're trying to like logic, they're trying to win the game by just liking everyone and seeing who bites.
They spent $300 on raffle tickets. And
Basically.
the dude who spent like $2, like he wins the big prize. No, it's not even like a raffle. I don't know. I think also too, guys are just by and large
Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna use that exact word.
They're
We're
pretty
kinda-
insufferable.
We're kind of gross, and it's not always. No, it's our fault.
Yeah, this whole like I love like how like men go onto Reddit and just start complaining like Tinder's not giving me booty on the regular like I thought it was gonna.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, how is this any different than real life? What
Right.
other situation have you been in that your like wildest toxic male fantasies were gonna come to life? And then you go to Reddit or any kind of those forums, and then you create some,
Which end?
and then you create
Ooh.
QAnon. That's how it happens.
We're going extreme. You went right to the nuclear option right there. Oh yeah, the standard
I mean,
4chan forum.
the standard 4chan. Man, this is a mellow high. I'll tell you.
All right.
Man,
Life is a mellow high. You know,
life is a mellow high.
You know,
Go ahead.
I have nothing of value to add to this conversation, Kurt. I thought you could go ahead.
Every time we talk about how like, well, at least we talk about how we're so lucky to be alive, and I think about that, I'm like, yeah, life really is a gift. And then I somehow stumble on a cartel execution video, and I'm like, no, sometimes it's better to just not live. You know what I mean? Like the things we do to each other. And like, I think that it's me stumbling into like first world problem territories, even though we're not really considered a first world country here in the U.S. anymore. But
What? We're not considered a first world country anymore in the U.S., Kurt?
economically we are, but how we take care of our citizens, we are not.
Well, have you guys seen? And I
Fair.
don't know if this was a joke, but in Germany they have commercials to sponsor young Americans that can't afford food.
Mm. Yeah, well,
I've seen that. That's yeah, that's total. That's definitely that's surely a thing.
you got to look from the outside in sometimes, because we're so up to our eyeballs with just constant barrage of like saturation
Nationalism.
of media and nationalism, of like every single political pundit talking point, that I doubt that Germany's the only country doing that. They're like, those poor Americans. We have a huge. There's a statistic that I within the city we're working on a unhoused action plan throughout the Portland metro area and in my burb Tigard, and this is a problem throughout all of the West Coast, all of the United States, of unhoused people. Not a problem that needs to be addressed with like humanity and dignity. When you think of a unhoused or houseless person, you think of male, white, drug addicted, right? That's the first mental picture you get. And this is only a statistic within like the Portland metro area, but a third of unhoused people in this area are women and children. A third of them. That's the high percentage that you don't see, and that's not like something that you think of. So like I totally get why there's like for just 10 cents a day you can feed these unhoused homeless people in America.
It's so frustrating in California too, like not just with the housing prices skyrocketing, and then people are like, well, you could just leave, and it's like, well, it costs money to leave. So a lot of people are stuck.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of people are actually stuck. And when you consider houseless people too, like back in like the old west, in terms of how you're surviving, in the sense that you live where the weather is gonna treat you kind.
Mhm.
That's why there's a lot of houseless people in San Diego or in more of the warmer climates. And I used to volunteer with my church at a pancake breakfast. Now they do burrito breakfast. I just don't have time. I literally don't have time to volunteer my mornings to it anymore. But I used to cook hash browns. You do find a difference between the general houseless folks and the transients, the people who are just wandering through. And it's really weird to kind of see like the subcultures and how the regulars tend to police themselves. I mean, it's just this whole community, sub community that's built there where they take care of each other because nobody else will. And it's like everyone benefits from getting these people places to live, safe places to live. Not just them, the general public. We all benefit from it. We help.
It behooves society to not want to have active, healthy participants. And on both ends of the political spectrum, you have active, healthy participants that are re-entering the economy to stimulate the local economy rather than being a quote unquote burden. And I'm using direct talking points from a certain political party, but to not want to help people of the community, wherever that community may be, to better themselves, it takes away from the future health and prosperity of that community.
Yeah, I agree with that. The better we can help our people to get as good as they can be, the better off our future generations are going to be because of it, or at least their future generations, and so on and so forth. And it'll only make our cities and societies better because of it. So as much as we can help people, especially with homelessness, with the mental portion of people suffering, they need psychiatry, medical help, and mental health services. And it's, when you can't get it, sometimes we end up in those situations.
That's why it's a multi-tiered, like the mental health aspect is, like we don't have easy access to healthcare in this country, so it's a multifaceted,
and we barely
issue.
have the common discourse surrounding mental health to normalize it. It's brand new to be okay with talking about your mental health issues and normalizing getting help. And I think the biggest argument I hear against it is who's going to pay for it. I think the answer to that is we are.
I mean, we're already paying for it now, but
we can be proactive in paying for it, and like let's spend the money to help these people. Like I think we're in this whole, we talk about how we have the strongest economy on the planet, and that's fundamentally true. We do, but like it's all about profit and saving money. And it's like, well, can't we spend some of this money? Can't we just spend it on things? When you want nice things individually, don't you got to spend some money on it? When you want to,
Kurt, we do spend it. We spend it on the military and prison industrial complex.
Yeah. Oh my God, we are like so off track. We are so. How long have we been recording?
I'm not sure, but you know what? This sounds like a perfect time for a word from our sponsor.
Irvine Florist Marketplace.
Yeah, #1 florist in Irvine.
How does time travel in Tiger? Slowly, because you don't have Irvine Florist Marketplace, the #1 florist marketplace in Irvine,
California.
California.
Yeah.
I'm talking roses. I'm talking dahlias. I'm talking lilacs. Beautiful arrangements. Beautiful bouquets. What are you waiting for? Get down. Go to Irvine Florist irvinefloristmarketplace.com. I don't know if that's the website.
irvinefloristmarketplace.net. If you got loved ones out there who need some flowers in Irvine or in the Orange County area,
We're talking about quinceañeras, proms,
yeah,
fucking funerals.
yeah,
Get yourself some flowers, dog.
yeah.
Wakes, bat mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs. When
Double
someone
bat
just
mitzvahs.
wants flowers.
First Tinder dates.
For second Tinder dates, third Tinder dates, final Tinder dates, no Tinder dates. You want flowers to cheer yourself up? Find that happiness that you've been looking for? Head on down to Irvine Florist Marketplace. Or, Adam, do they deliver?
They do deliver.
What's the phone number, Adam?
I don't know.
We're on a roll.
Irvine.
That was a
You
great
can-
ad
I'm
spot.
just
But
kidding.
you
It's
can find it on irvinefloristmarketplace.net or listen to Adam again.
You know
Yeah.
what? All these fuckers that are listening have a phone. You can easily look it up on Google. Irvine Florist Marketplace.net. And you'll find the floor number. Florist number.
Yeah. Or go on Instagram and check out the beautiful designs.
Ooh, the beautiful designs. Monica, can you fact check that? Are there beautiful designs on the Irvine Florist Marketplace Instagram account?
I'm gonna trust that there are, but I'll double check.
Yeah, please.
Monica, do you like flowers?
Sometimes.
What's your
Sometimes.
favorite flower?
What if
flavor?
a Tinder date brought you flowers on the first Tinder date?
Oh, that's a red flag.
Unless
Yeah.
they're from Irvine Florist Marketplace.
Where'd you get these flowers, motherfucker?
Oh, they do those cute little like boxes of flowers. I like those.
I'm gonna look this shit up too.
Oh yeah.
I'm
They have a
following.
lot of very classic looking floral arrangements.
Get some peonies flowers.
Peonies?
Peonies. But you can also get some nice sunflowers. You know what? If you want some really nice smelling arrangements, get something with stalks in it. If you haven't heard of stalks, they are a very nice smelling flower, and they will make your house smell wonderful.
Stocks. How do you spell that?
Like the trading market stocks.
I was gonna say the stock market.
Stock flower? Oh, a hoary stock.
So we-
H-O-A-R-Y.
We can buy stock in Florist Marketplace. Is that what you're saying?
No, we can buy stock from Florist Marketplace. Quite the distinction.
Well,
Well,
beautiful. I would get these flowers for my first Tinder date. I mean, you say it's a red flag, Monica, but I think if I got them from Irvine Florist Marketplace, it would be the cops would be called. Yeah, that's just me. It has nothing.
Especially when you show up with like a really fancy bouquet, like the fancier it is, the worse that is to bring to a first date. So I think that would be a compliment to this florist shop if it would be a red flag to get those flowers on a first date because they're too nice to bring to someone you've never met in person before.
So
Gosh,
Florist
bottom
Marketplace
area.
here is a great marketing ploy and maybe a new product. The first Tinder date non-red flag arrangement for $29.99.
it's
All it
sing-
is,
It's a single
stock.
daffodil.
It's one.
Oh, it's a hoary
daffodil.
stock.
Yeah. What's it called? A hoary stock?
Hoary stock. H-O-A-R-Y.
That is a bad word, Kurt. And this is a show for children.
It's a show for children. We're teaching them all the Swiss sailors words. Then
we do not S shame here. Is that a thing? S shame?
Sailor shame.
Yes, sailor shame. We do not sailor shame here.
Mellow high, guys.
let's get back into this. That was
Thank
a
you
very
for coming
good.
back after that nice brief commercial.
I like it when we go to commercial breaks. We only support local small business because you know what? We were talking about building up the community, and what better way to build up the community than by providing
Help to the community.
help to the community.
Yeah, but what if the business we're promoting doesn't want to be on our show?
Well, too fucking bad because this is America, and I'm gonna promote the shit out of your business, Florist Marketplace. Florist, like run, florist, run, marketplace. On Instagram, I'm following right now. I'm gonna follow on all my accounts. Flowers are a mellow high, I would say.
Ooh, yep, the green ones. Them buddies.
I hope Jason knows how much of a rabbit hole his snippet of a description of a song threw us down.
He's gonna say, "I had a really hard time writing songs," and we're like, "We're gonna avoid the whole thing."
Yeah. Oh, you had a hard time writing songs. We had a hard time fucking recording a podcast.
All right. Well, let's listen to Mellow High. Do you guys have it
I'm all
queued up?
queued up.
We're all queued
Me
up?
too.
You ready, Leo?
That's a great name for a barbecue restaurant. All queued up.
That
Ooh,
is.
Ooh.
Wow.
I love that.
That'll be our ad spot next week.
nice.
For a business that doesn't exist.
Well,
You know
what
what?
if it
We
does
should-
exist?
I
Let's
bet
look
you it
into
does. I feel like it does
Oh,
already.
fact checking.
We need to.
I had an idea.
I was like just about ready to play the song.
We're
and
gonna
like,
play the
"Damn,
song, but
I'm
let me
gonna
tell
make
you
a
my
joke."
idea. It's not a joke. I think that's a genius idea for a
But
business.
now we have Monica fact checking something,
true.
and now Adam
Well-
is Adam, and I'm sitting here. With...
I digress, but let me tell you this story real quick. I had this idea. It was about Airbnb, and
Okay.
I was like, there has to be haunted houses that are Airbnb houses. And then I thought Scare B&B. And you partnership with Airbnb, and you do like only haunted houses in like New Orleans, like, and then you have the history
Ooh.
behind it, and then you stay in the like murder room, and then the next
The
morning,
murder room.
Yeah, dude, like this whole thing.
What an uncreative name.
The murder room.
Murder room.
What do you mean the murder room? Oh, we meant the parlor,
The parlor.
the butler's pantry.
The
You know what
butler.
Why they call it the butler's pantry is because they had butt sex in there.
I hope that's true.
I hope
we gotta
that's
fact-
true.
Can we fact
Monica's
that?
fingers are gonna fall off from all the bullshit. I'm just trebuchet at her
No, they
from
call that.
Tigard, Oregon.
They call that the sodomatorium.
Sodomatorium.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So all queued up exists as a barbecue restaurant. If you spell it
No.
all Q''D, that's like a barbecue company. But if you spell it Q like CUED, all queued up, there's like a band that comes up and like a pork seasoning.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say porn company. I was like, there has to be. I feel like and you can type in the most.
Every video is billiards themed. It's a better restaurant name than it is a band name. But
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel
also
like they're a cover
digress.
band. I feel like they're a cover band. All Queued Up is definitely a wedding cover band, and I'm not shaming them. I'm not shaming the cover bands. They definitely make more money than I do. But All Queued Up definitely sounds like, hey, we're all queued up to play your bar
The wedding?
mitzvah.
I think we're all queued up to listen to Mellow High by Jason Harland.
Jason, this might be our best episode yet, and thank you so
Yeah.
much. All right, guys, I'm ready. I'm ready to press play.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I remember you. I've seen your face inside the mirror. I miss you more than I miss the world. Wanna feel so good, so bad. Wanna feel that sadness, I'm so obsessed with the madness. I'm so obsessed. What would happen? What would happen? What would happen? Wanna feel that love high? I wanna feel high, love high all the time, all the time. Love high, love high, love high all the time. Don't wanna come down, don't wanna come down, so bad. Don't wanna come down from this. I wanna feel that, feel that. Don't wanna come down, don't wanna come down, so bad. Don't wanna come down from this.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. So I really, really enjoyed that song. It was
Did you?
very, oh yeah. It starts off with a nice energy. And I love the chorus and the panning that goes on throughout the whole entire song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Kurt?
So I listened to it earlier today. I did not have a blind listen just now, but I'm glad I listened to it again, because my first reaction to it when I first listened to it today was I wasn't digging it. I thought I think it's because I wasn't listening to it properly. I was listening to it. I was at work and I played the. It really sounded like the guitar was very U2-y, and the energy was very Shine Downy, and then the vocals were very Blink 182-y, and I didn't think it worked. But now that I've listened to it again in the proper setting with decent headphones and not just work speakers, but and at like a proper volume, I could hear the mix, everything blended together better. I just felt, I don't know, it sounded better. All that being said, I don't know, there's some objectively good things about it. Subjectively, it's not quite in the niche of music that I tune into regularly, but I did enjoy the song and I would listen to it again. So we'll elaborate more later. Leo. Oh, Monica is going to speak. Monica.
Well, I think it's interesting to piggyback off what you said. I like the artists that you described as what came to mind. And the one that came to mind for me, actually a particular song came to mind. You know, that old Yellow Card song, the Ocean Avenue song that was just,
classic.
so overplayed on the radio however many years ago. That was like the kind of, because I felt like that summer beach energy with this, and like Kurt, I listened to this earlier and I was like but listening to it now, I liked it a lot more. I liked it way more, just like subjectively speaking, because obviously you guys know I'm not actually, I don't know anything about this like you guys
Your
do.
opinions are equally valid.
I'm going off of just like my vibe from it. And I have to say, just personally, because I relate more to like lyrics and like the feeling of the music, I totally relate to the song. I like the simplicity of the lyrics, because they can be very applicable to broad or narrow feelings, and just philosophically, the idea of like, chasing that perfect high with the lifestyle that I currently lead. I see a lot of people around me literally, doing calculations of how to get that mellow high with different, substances, and it's very interesting. Like he says, like, so obsessed with the sadness and obsessed with the madness, like what's it gonna be like if it changes? I totally feel that, because I think all of us can relate to that, like fear of missing out, fear of like not living life to the fullest, or living life on that perfect frequency.
Thank you, Monica.
That is excellent, Monica. I agree with you on the lyrical. I called it lyrical ambiguity, where it could be about a very specific thing that Jason's talking about, but it's applicable to any situation. Like if you're a human being and you have a pulse and you felt some modicum of happiness, you can relate to these lyrics. And I've gone through these up, like, kind of ebbs and flows of like trying not to be a snob when it comes to music, when it comes to the lyrics. And I've come to this point where I will watch a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but then I'll also watch Transformers. And I'm like that with music as well. And I feel that I was in the same boat as Monica and Kurt. I listened to it earlier today, and it didn't hit with me because I listened to it. I was at the gym. I wasn't in it. There's also something to be said about how much of a communal language music is, because we all listened to this song together and it clicked. Like, it hit us differently than we were just listening on our headphones. We had a shared experience. I really agree with you, Monica, on the lyrical ambiguity part of it. It could apply to a 14-year-old kid that is going to the beach with his first crush. It can apply to a 35-year-old man that's, like, waking up for work and not wanting to go to work.
Going on Reddit instead because he didn't get swiped. Exactly.
Wait, swipe 38 times. I got nothing.
So the things that stood out to me, I like it exists in that early 2000s pop sheeny production. Yes. You mentioned Yellow Card. That was one that came to mind. I thought Owl City and Reliant K.
Definitely, yeah.
The Reliant K was really popular in like kind of like church youth group circles in Southern California, and they were like a popular like emo-ish pop punk band. I don't want to say punk, like
Reliant
pop rock band. Reliant K.
I remember Reliant K.
Yeah. Do you remember Reliant K?
Sounds like a drug. Sounds like a.
It really does.
You guys want to go behind the baseball field and do some Reliant K, man?
Nah, man, I got some iced tea instead.
I like the production on it was fantastic, and that's one of the reasons why I appreciate the craft of the songwriting, because you can tell how intentional every single part of it was. Like, he had those continued echo refrains like on his voice as he ended a verse going into the chorus. Just very intentional, methodical, and it's fun. It doesn't need to be anything.
It's a fun song.
Doesn't need to be anything like, oh, I didn't find any deep, huge thematic elements that therefore I don't relate to the song. Who fucking cares? Did it make you feel something? Then it was good. It did its purpose. It did its job. And I'll leave it at that. Jason, good job.
Terrific. I definitely felt I had more fun listening to it just now than I did earlier. And I think that's because I'm more relaxed. I'm at home. I'm with my friends. The communal aspect of it was definitely helpful.
You did just smoke a fat bowl too.
Thank you, Leo. But no, I didn't. Yes. But yes,
a Fruity Loops.
Don't be shy, Kurt.
I can imagine it would have been fine.
Did you pick up your flowers from Irvine Florist?
Yeah, I got my hoary stocks.
That's what they're trying to destroy in Harry Potter, and like the last one's the hoary stocks, right?
Harry Potter and the hoary stocks.
That's like Harry and
Jason Harland. Great job. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. We went into kind of like a divergent topic that was set off by something that you wrote in the introduction to this song, which I think is fantastic. This is beautiful about the power of music, because we went into some really dark places.
We really did.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say though is like we went into these divergent, like weird kind of like sub conversations from this rabbit hole that we went off of his introduction. Yet when we listened to the song, it made us feel light. It made us feel great. We had this communal experience. It was fun. It was happy. It was jovial. It brought us back into nostalgic times. And that's the power of music. And I think that's fantastic. So I was joking when I first said this might be one of our best episodes. But Jason, thank you so much, because it truly is one of my favorite episodes, because I had a great time listening to this song with my friends.
Me too,
Yeah.
Leo. Did you, Adam?
Oh yeah. I want to say a few more things about the song. So Jason actually recorded, performed, produced, mixed, mastered, and marketed this song all by himself, which
Well
is
done. Wow, that's a feat.
amazing.
Where can we find him? Can we find Can we find his music on Spotify? Where
Yeah, you can find it on Spotify. You can find him directly on Instagram
And these coordinates.
at yeah, at Jason Harland. Jason with a J.
That's
And
negative
Harland.
24.3 longitude, 48.715 latitude.
Monica, fact check. Where is that?
So up the
I don't
street
know,
and
but I
around the-
just followed Jason Harland on Instagram. It's the Jason Harland.
with the THE. All right.
The Jason Harland.
The Jason Harland.
And I'm following Jason Harland on Spotify. He is in, it looks like an above ground pool, which, Jason, I hope you use the proper chemicals to clean that thing out, because they are notoriously a staph infection haven. I'm just kidding. I'm just letting, I don't know.
Fun
I'm
fact
just-
from
I'm
Leandro
just
Barrientos.
letting our audience know that if you look for Jason Harland on Spotify, which is another great topic for the next podcast, Spotify.
Again.
Jason is in a
That's right. Spotify again.
blue. Look, I'll just show you. Oh, you can't see it.
You can't see it.
Darn
I'd like to think. I'd
You
like to
can't
think
see
that
it.
Jason's wearing clothes. Hold on.
You can't see it for two reasons. Because we're not showing a video, and also because Leo's background just covered his phone completely. So double fail, Leo.
What does
This
that
is
do?
true.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, if I hold my phone up, it does the same. It puts it behind the filter.
Oh,
there it is.
Look at him. That's he's enjoying the sun.
He's having a mellow high.
I say he's got a real
I
mellow
love
high
that.
going on right now.
There was a drink I used to drink a
Topical.
lot when I was a fledgling alcohol drinker, borderline alcoholic, and it would make me feel. It was called Mellow Marley. Do you guys
Huh.
drink? No. Well, they
Yeah.
sell it at gas stations, so that tells you how healthy it is. Right next to the Monster, the
Oh my god.
I can go on for days about Monster Energy drink, but Mellow Marley was made with chamomile and herbs
Oh.
and spices. I don't know.
Marley's Mellow Mood green tea with honey relaxation drink. The Bob Marley one?
Kurt, who fucking calls it that? Who calls it by the full name? Mellow Marley. Come on now.
That's literally. I just looked at Mellow Marley and it
You don't say I'm gonna go eat at Kentucky Fried Chicken with their 50 blend of herbs and spices. You say I'm gonna go to KFC.
At least I gave it some dignity. You were like, "Oh, they
So
sell it
proper.
at gas stations."
Do they deserve dignity? They're kind of appropriating. Literally, they have Bob Marley on the front of the can. Anyway, the reason I brought it up was that mellow mood, that mellow high, was in a can, and it was in these cans. That's another word for headphones for you non-studio kids. That mellow mood was a mellow high in my ears.
Okay, I want to talk about the mix on that song a little bit, though. Adam, what do you got? What do you think about the mix?
I don't know that my headphones would give it justice, but from what I heard, I really like the vocals and how they stood out. They popped out in the front. I couldn't tell if it was my headphones or the mix, but I feel like the guitar was a little bit in the background, and sometimes it would get a little bit muddy. Especially, I think it was around the bridge area where he had a couple different guitar parts going on at the same time. And but yeah, as far as the mix, I would say that was probably the only issues that I kind of heard a little bit.
it was very clean for me. I didn't hear much muddying there. It was very crisp. The guitar was a little certain parts a little quiet in the background, but overall I think everything was presented really well. He has to me he demonstrated really great like space of where the instruments are, where they sit in the mix. He used the quick panning on his vocals,
I love that.
and I'm a real fan of that. It's one of my favorite, probably most cliche overused effects I hear all the time, and I use it a lot. But it's just satisfying. It's just really cool, especially if you're listening on headphones. Just it just helps put you in this space, and he really kind of used that 3D space. I will say, like sometimes I'll close my eyes and I'll listen to a song, and you can really kind of hear where things are placed exactly. I didn't hear too much in front of me, but maybe I need to listen to it a third time, and I think I will. But other than that, I mean, everything was spaced really well. There wasn't any awkwardly empty areas in the mix at all. There wasn't anywhere where I was listening where I felt like, there could be something here. We could use some bass in this portion of here, or so on. So everything was placed where it needed to be, and the spacing really served the song and the lyrics and the music really well. So, yeah, this is a good demonstration and placement of instruments within the mix.
Definitely a concrete sonic landscape as far as like he knew exactly where this kind of lived sonically, music wise, and did the mix accordingly and appropriately very well to capture that. And,
or he at least had the right feeling of where it should go.
Yeah.
And that's half the battle too, is like, I feel like this feels better here. And that's your musical instincts. So either way, it worked out. Sorry, Leo, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh yeah, actually, one more thing that I wanted to mention is he uses what is it, like that air horn or not the air horn? No.
Yeah, that really hurt my ears. I'm surprised it didn't clip the track.
Mine or yours?
No, in the song, air horn.
It's like, did my air horn hurt you? Did I hurt you, my boy?
No, in the hypothetical world where Jason Harland used an air horn as a legitimate weapon in the song we just heard.
That would not be a mellow high. That would harsh my mellow.
That would definitely harsh.
Yeah, in the middle of it, I'm like, oh no.
I would deliberately look for a cartel video to
mellow that high. Yeah. Where do you find those? Where do you find a good cartel?
Oh god,
video? Like
Mexico,
Monica.
Oh, I mean, not geographically.
No.
Okay.
No, I am not looking into that.
Don't
look. Here's a subreddit.
TV.
Make my coffin.
Oh no, thank you.
Be careful. Be very careful. You're gonna see things you'll wish you never saw. Anyway, one thing Adam was gonna say about the song. Please, I'm having flashbacks.
Now I don't know what it's called anymore. That thingy where you talk into it, where the cops go. Rah, rah, rah.
It's like a.
He had a vocal filter that made it sound like a speaker box.
Yeah, that thing.
Not a speaker box.
No, it's when you
Not
talk
a speaker
into
box.
The
like a cheerleading microphone.
Yeah, but what's
like
that
a
called?
megaphone.
megaphone. There we go. Yeah, he
There
had that
it is.
megaphone effect.
Isn't that a transformer?
I don't.
Megatron, right?
Sure, fine. It's a
That's what they
transformer.
called me in high school.
Transformer.
Megatron, bro.
Oh, Megatron. They called me.
They used to call me Tron, but then they realized I was the Megatron. Check out Jason Harland, Spotify, Instagram. This song would have already released by the time you listen to this on 2/22/2022.
2022. There was already an anagram this year, wasn't there? No, it was last year. 1 2 2 1 202. No, it was 1 2. It was December. It was December 2nd, 2021 was an anagram. It was the same, and it was also same
Two.
upside down.
For
1-2-0-2-2021. December.
Well,
2nd. No, fuck you, Leo, with your well.
cool.
Leo, shut up.
It's cool. It's cool, Kurt.
No,
It was really
no,
cool.
Aw.
No, shut up, Leo.
Well,
Look,
folks, I think you should.
No. They're all no. Hold on. They're not all gonna be winners, Leo.
I'm not asking them to be. I've realized I've come to terms and I accept you in your entirety. I swipe left on you, bro. I just did. Is that good? Wait,
I don't know what that means.
left is
Wait.
good.
No,
I don't know which way is good.
wait, right is good, right?
I don't know.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So Leo would
No, I
swipe left
think-
on me.
No, I think left is good. Because like the like button's on the left, but I don't ever actually swipe because then I just accidentally do it wrong. So I actually like press the buttons like, like an old person who's picking at a keyboard.
I don't, I don't swipe.
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
swipe.
hey,
I do the
Monica.
one finger button push.
Monica, I just fact checked it. Swipe right means to like or accept someone, while swipe left means to reject them. So Leo does not accept me.
I swipe right on you, Kurt, and I also swipe right on Jason Harland and his wonderful new song "Mellow High." Last thoughts,
Oh,
folks.
you're right.
Do we have last thoughts on "Mellow High"? Because
I give it 2 thumbs up.
2. Only 2.
I only have 2.
That's all we got.
I only got 2.
I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up too. I enjoyed that song a lot, and I can't wait to listen to number 3. I want to give it a third listen to and pick up on other things. Maybe I'll listen to the lyrics this time.
Ooh.
I think I primarily focus on the music in the mix.
Monica, last
God damn you
Yeah,
guys.
Well, I am looking forward to listening to this song when I'm alone, I'm heavily caffeinated, and I'm driving like 90 miles an hour down the freeway and feeling pumped up. I feel like it would fit right into like a mix of like being really pumped up and speeding on the freeway music.
it is a
I'm with
pump
you.
up.
It'd be in a workout playlist for sure.
And since when did we turn into Siskel and Ebert with the thumbs up, the 2 thumbs up? I'm not.
fine. Fucking
I'm not no, that's not you. That was Adam. Adam.
That was the-
8 out
all
of
right.
10.
Two-
9 out of 10.
5 toes. 5 toes.
Oh, that's people pay a lot of money to see that, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam
No
is
one's-
showing us his feet.
Yeah,
and
and in our show, you get what you pay for.
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and
I'm
everyone
sorry.
in
Adam.
between.
You know what? That's it. I'm just gonna use my this is my this is me now. This is what you get.
It's
You get toe, man.
You gotta put a beard on that smiley face on your big toe.
I feel like we went on a subreddit with Adam's feet. There's has to be a foot fetish subreddit, right?
Surely, but I would think that Reddit would be specific enough. Maybe there's a subreddit for like badly drawn smiley faces on feet. That might.
Is it better or worse?
No, you just gave it one big buck tooth. It's like an infant.
No, to me it looks
Like an
more like
infant
somebody
toe.
like sticking out their tongue.
I feel like we have to release the video of this podcast just so everyone could see that.
We'll put it on our OnlyFans because Adam had to show his feet.
Yeah.
Agreed.
How did we make $1 million? Adam's feet, man.
All right, we finally are able to get monetization.
Yes.
We got $3.
But
Leanne?
now you have to let people fuck your feet. So the trade-off.
You have to let them.
Well,
I guess.
Let
If you-
Wait. This is gonna make me sound really naive, and this is very off topic. But how do you fuck a foot? Is that
Oh, Monica, you need 2 of them.
wait? Is that
No.
what people do who have feet fetish?
Adam, take your feet out. You're already out. Show what you do with your feet.
Just go on Amazon and just
no, I know where you're going. Don't do it. I know where you're going with it.
Amazon.
Not that.
and
You give her the
And-
real answer. Don't give her that answer. I know what you're going to say. Don't do it. And by the way, go to an actual sex shop if you're going to get what you're about to describe. Are you going to describe the severed foot? Is that what you're going to describe? Yeah, no.
That's a thing.
Someone made a fleshlight in the shape of a human foot.
Yeah,
I saw a
basically.
fleshlight in the shape of a minion.
Oh, that's bad.
I am fact checking that myself.
Have you seen the one where it's Steve Harvey?
Oh,
They put Steve Harvey's mustache on it. It's so bad.
So we all learned something today. You can fuck feet. Plural.
Really?
Yeah. You
It's-
put the
it's-
feet. You put the feet. You got to put the feet together.
No.
wait. Like, is that really a thing though? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm. Is that really what people do?
People use their hands. People use their
But
feet.
like feet, like you don't just press your
Oh.
hands together.
No, you're right, but it's not like. I think it's less sensational and more idealistic, I guess. It's the more of the idea. You know what I mean? That's kind of what a fetish is.
Yeah, it's less functional, more aesthetic.
There it is. Thank you. Idealistic.
Are you guys describing
No one's getting
postmodern
crazy.
German architecture? No, we're talking about fucking feet.
Which is honestly one of the most common fetishes out there. Like,
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like bottom of the barrel.
it is
like,
when you demonize people with foot fetishes. You're like, you're
Yeah.
not really offending anyone. Like,
Yeah, if you went to a
75%
sex addicts
of
Anonymous,
America.
if you went to sex addicts anonymous and you were like, I have a foot fetish, they tell you get the fuck out.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
Pretty
you're not a real
Yeah.
sex addict.
you're not. That's not depraved. That's a
Enough.
very vanilla fetish.
I apologize to any of our listeners that are sex addicts. It's okay to admit you have a problem, and I hope you get help
I've never met anyone with a foot fetish that I know of.
that you know of.
You're talking to
Oh.
3 people right now.
That was actually the original title of the show was 3 Men in a Foot Fetish.
A
shit.
songwriting podcast.
I feel like we need to, like, Monica, you don't just fuck one foot. You got to have the two.
Oh, I
feet.
thought you were gonna say you need like 4 to 6. Like you need
4 to 6.
Life could be a
Gaggle of
dream.
you can make like a little tunnel of like multiple people, like kind of like human centipede-esque. with all the feet
Hold on. You can't. When you say a tunnel of people with their feet and human centipede-esque, you're describing them stitching their feet together physically, surgically.
So if any of our listeners
We gotta stop.
could
I'm getting
draw
two.
this idea, please send it to
Please send it to Irvine Florist Marketplace.
no, please
net.
don't. Please don't.
But yes, a foot fetish is fairly common, and not. I don't know. I don't know if it's weird anymore. Is it
No.
weird? It's only weird when Quentin Tarantino does it.
Whoa.
He's just a weird guy, though.
Whoa.
He is. The only pass I give him is from Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah.
because that's Salma Hayek, and have you never seen that, Leo?
Oh, I have. Yeah, she's the vampire with a snake around her neck, and she's dancing. And
Yeah. Best
Yeah.
Cheech Marine role ever.
That's right. He's got like
Aaron.
2 roles in that. Cheech Marine, Harvey Keitel,
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
Oh shoot, I forgot
George
about him.
Clooney is in that. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That's like one of his first starring movie roles, I think.
That was like right after Grey's Anatomy. No, he wasn't in Grey's Anatomy. He was in General
ER.
Hospital. ER. One of the hospital shows.
Yeah, they're all the same. They all have George Clooney too.
Yeah, when he
Do you
replaced
remember in shows in the 90s, they would always have the episode would be like, oh, this is gonna be the shooting episode, and they would like have the someone would bring a gun on, like it happened in sitcoms, like it happened in Family Matters, or like this is the child abuse episode, and then at the end they
Yep.
put on like the child abuse hotline. How awesome would it be if they had like this is the foot fetish episode, this is the one.
Saved by the Bell had an episode, and they did caffeine pills.
Oh yeah. Jesse was addicted
Wait.
to caffeine pills. She's
And
like,
it-
I'm so excited.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, my
like
goodness.
it was worse than Reefer Madness. That episode was
And it
just-
wasn't even real drugs. Like she was just like homegirl was just doing caffeine.
Should've
right.
had a Coke.
Jesse gets addicted to crystal meth. That's a Saved by the Bell episode.
It's funny that came out probably prime time, like towards the end of like the crack epidemic in like Black America, and they were like caffeine pills on white people. Not good timing. Saved by the Bell.
I like how they had to pick Jesse for it because they picked Screech for it. Like nothing would have changed.
Yeah, he was.
No, that's just Screech.
That's just Screech. Yeah,
He's
he's
just Screech. Oh yeah, Dustin Diamond.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in a porn?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right. Fact check.
Fact check.
Adam's like, I watched some this
Type
morning.
Type in
I think it was him.
Dustin
Screech, right?
Diamond
Oh,
porn. Have fun with
Dustin
that.
Diamond?
Monica.
Come on, with a name like that.
Nah, the dude from Dustin Diamond. The dude from A Christmas Story was in a porn.
Shaved by the Bell.
Saved by the balls.
I just can't bring myself to Google anything
Uh.
with the word porn in it, so I'm not going to do that. But I am aware of this.
It was a sex tape.
we got a wrap. We got a wrap, y'all.
Oh yeah, he did. He had an hour-long sex tape. Yeah, we're talking about Dustin Diamond. Hour-long. Jason Harland, thank you for
Jason Harland.
setting us down a road filled with embarrassment and foot fetishes and Screech and Saved by the Bell and cartel videos and yet another mention of Gigi Harland, Gigi Allen. Fuck
G. Harland.
I'm so tired. And the Irvine Florist Marketplace.
Yeah, thank you for bringing some levity to this podcast, Jason Harland. I appreciate it. And thumbs up, everybody. Everybody go check it out. I guess I'm giving 2 thumbs up to now. Ooh, me too.
All
All
right.
right. Take care, you guys. We'll see you next time.
We love you, listeners.
Good night.
What would happen?